Welcome back to Blacks in Motion. And like I said before the break, we're going to talk a little college football and a storied program that had to fire its head coach. Now, I'm talking about the USC Trojans. That's right out on the West Coast. We all know the great players and great program it's grown to be over all these years, and all the different Heisman Trophy winners that school has produced is ridiculous. But just the other day, they had to fire their head coach, Steve Sarkisian. And you wouldn't believe why. They weren't performing very well on the field, but the team hasn't won a national championship or been in contention for a long time. But it's because he was a drunk. He didn't know how to put down the bottle. Usually you're dealing with the kids on the team who are trying to figure out life, 19, 20, 21-year-olds who are dealing with alcohol, not the head coach. But he showed up to an alumni event earlier this year before the season and was slurring his words and cussing on the podium in front of all the fans in the stands. And then he also showed up at a few other events, and people had questions like, I don't know. They even changed the rule that no alcohol was allowed in the coach's offices on the premises of the school, which is understandable, but not because your head coach is showing up drunk. And then we have to ask the question, what was the athletic director thinking? Well, Pat Hayton, word on the streets, they kind of buddy. Like, he got the job first and then, used a little cronyism and kind of got his guy, Sarkisian, in there to coach the team, but he was the guy that had to fire him. He was the guy that had to let him go. And so he's doing it the right way. But my question is, did you do a thorough check on this man's history? Because he had a history. At the previous school he was at, the University of Washington, running up a bar tabs and also showing up to events inebriated and drunk. And it just was crazy. There's no way that guy should have been a head coach leading young men in America, let alone at one of the best programs in college. Come on, baby. We gotta do better than that. And look, and if Steve Sarkisian has a problem, get him help, which he has checked into a rehab facility, and I hope everything works out for that man. But hey, I think that the USC program needs an overhaul, and it probably needs to start with the athletic director. No person in the world or no other AD at any other school will be able to keep their job after these blatant oversights. But I hope USC turns around. I've never really been a big Trojan fan, but I do like to see successful programs and them staying relevant over all the years. But hey, maybe you think a drunk guy is exactly what they need. Maybe you think that some of those teams that I said were contenders were actually pretenders and vice versa. Either way, I want to hear from you. Hit me up, cliff@blackvideonews.com. And as always, stay logged on, like this video, and love us right here at Blacks in Motion.